Oh man, it was tough knowing that we were going into overtime, but like P says, can't win in the first four quarters. Sometimes you got to be able to continue to follow through. So I think for us, we won the toss, which that's something that's always big. And we went out there, and even though we didn't have a good drive the drive before, we let it go behind us, and we went out there, and we just played at a high level. We was moving the sticks, taking care of the ball, big time first downs, whether it was DK, big time catch by Noah to start the drive off, and we was able to capitalize and win.
Has it always stacked against you guys this week? Is this one more probable than you had?
Yeah, I mean, I think that, last week there was a lot of expectations, and, we had to just say forget the expectations and just go out there and just play at a high level. The Rams are a good team. They beat us, and we had to learn how to be able to move on. And we knew we were playing against a great team who went out there. They already beat the Kansas City Chiefs. Today was a big day in celebration for Barry Sanders. I think they put a statue out there and stuff for him as well. And so we knew what this day meant for them. And so we wanted to go out there and we wanted to make sure that we played at a high level. And I thought we played really, really good, just with being able to play away, the noise, all that different type of stuff. But, we did have some mistakes that we were able to capitalize on where we got the intentional grounding, don't really understand that much, but we were able to capitalize on that, get the third down, and then we were able to score. Sometimes when we got false start penalties, and we can't be able to have that, especially when you go against a great team such as Detroit.
Say about the offense to be able to come back from that intentional grounding penalty that drove you guys so far back?
Oh man, it was big, honestly, because the biggest thing is no matter what happens, you're not pouting, you're not smacking your lips. You're just gonna say, all right, well, let's figure out how to respond. And I think that's the biggest thing that I enjoyed about this team, especially going into this game, is that you didn't hear much complaining, you didn't hear much of anything. Everybody was just like, look, we got the vision, we seeing it straightforward, and we're just going to go make it happen. And, you also got to give a shout-out to Jake and Stone, too. I think they did a great job just when we were out there. I think we did a great job as a whole with the offensive line, allowing Geno to stay in the pocket when need be so he could be able to make those plays. Man, I thought he was great, man. I thought he was everything that you want in a leader, that you want in a captain. He was poised. You could tell he was focused. He was going through his reads. He understood when to run, when to attack. He understood who to attack. Really, really thrilled with how he did within our game plan. I think overall, man, it was just great. Shane did a great job being able to call plays. We saw how physical Detroit was last week. We saw how sometimes, Mahomes was having to scramble a lot just because there was a lot of chaos going on their defense. And I think we did a great job being able to still learn how to maneuver through the chaos and being able to find the open people, understanding their defense. Overall, I think we did a really great job.
How do you guys hold on the last one?
I don't know. I think they probably tried to switch. Sometimes when you cross routes, the corner and the nickel, they'll try to switch. And I don't know what ended up happening because I haven't seen the play yet, but I think that's kind of what happened. And then as Geno started scrambling right, then the guy who previously had me tried to fall off and come back and get me. Yeah, I thought I had a pylon. It was one of those things where they tell you not to reach. And so previously I wasn't going to reach because you never know how a guy's trying to tackle you. Sometimes a guy's trying to punch the ball out and stuff like that. And once I saw the way that he was trying to tackle me, I knew I had a chance to reach for it. And luckily I was able to still hold on to it, reach, hit the pylon, and then the ball came out.
Sanjay teaches you guys not to reach.
Oh, the whole team teaches you not to reach. We literally watch it on Thursdays about do not reach. This is why you don't reach. And as soon as I did that, I was like, yep, they're going to say you shouldn't have reached. But it worked out. We ended up winning. But that's one of those things where you still want to be mindful because you know what's at stake if something bad happened.
Earl Thomas clips to teach you guys that?
Oh, man, Earl Thomas, Cam Chancellor when he punched the ball out when we played Detroit at home and KJ had tipped it out. There's numerous amount of plays that you can really highlight and talk about. But, that's why for us as receivers, we got to make sure that we're maintaining the ball because everybody's trying to punch that ball out.
You've been obviously with this team quite a while. What was this week like, I guess, and kind of put it into perspective? I mean, the other weeks have kind of been around.
Yeah, I think it was a tough week just because, the loss that we had last week, I think for a lot of people, we were just kind of like, whoa, like what happened? And I think like we really had to sit down with ourselves, and you could say it was a wake-up call, but I think it was one of those things where, you know, you're standing and you just get punched, and you're just kind of like, whoa, like, did you punch me? And so I think we had to just learn how to be able to respond. Bobby did a great job talking to us, bringing us up before practice, and just talking to us about being able to let that game go, being able to move forward, understanding that it's just one game. And, you know, even when you look at the bigger picture, this isn't college. You lose a game in college, you're probably not going to the playoffs unless it was a really good team. But, you know, in the NFL, you lose a game, you just learn from it and you try to move on. Because if you can learn from it, you can win from those learning experiences and those learning moments, and it can help you as you continue to go throughout the season. So I also want to give a shout-out to the defense. I thought the defense did a great job, especially with creating the 2 turnovers that we had and then even stopping them on 4th down. That's big, being able to put us in really, really great field position. And we could definitely, as an offense, get better in the red zone, just making sure that we turn those into touchdowns rather than field goals. But, I mean, stopping them on 4th down, I think it was, twice maybe, and then getting a fumble to start off the 3rd quarter, boom, was able to use that, go score, and then turning around and Trey Brown catching that pick 6, that's big.
The touchdown, the first touchdown, you running away.
Yeah.
Why? How have you gotten so open so many years at the same type of action, away from your rollout, away from your play?
Well, I think if I answer that, then a lot of teams will know kind of like what to look for. So I think that's something we could talk about outside of the camera.
Thank you, Tyler.
All right, thank you.